All right, guys, are you ready for some football? Well, I don't have real football yet, but we're getting close. Closer to at least some plays. So, thanks for coming back to my channel. I know that it's been a week or two or three since I did my last devlog video for the new football game I'm making. And I appreciate your patience. This stuff takes a lot of time to do. And this video is going to be more of just a casual video. I've been busy working on the game, coding, working with the artists, just everything, the design of the game, the requirements that we're going to need. So there's so many things that are involved with making an indie game. And yeah, I'm busy. You know, this stuff's not easy, and it's not short and not simple. There's a lot of going back and forth and a lot of things that you have to do and redo. And so I'm just going to give you guys everything that I have at this moment and share with you where we are with the game. It's been a while since I've shown you any gameplay, and what you're seeing right here on the screen is the coin toss. Now, the field is still in progress in terms of how the field looks. This is just a demo state. It's being all drawn through code. So there's nothing on here that's a sprite for this field. This tile set, there is a tile set for the green colors, but that's about it. Now, these teams just came out randomly. There's a whole entire data class that I've created where you can create your rosters and put all your players, the jersey color, the type of jersey you want. And, this game's going to have customization. So you have different helmets, different visors, different equipment, but that's not all in the game yet. A part of it is, but, it'll get there. I'll show you what I have, and then we'll go from there. So here's the coin toss. Right off the bat, you guys are going to notice a lot of things that are different. My old art is gone. The original art I had with the blocky guys, those are not there anymore. And these uniforms are all being colored dynamically, right? So if I turn this off, and if I go back to here and turn this off, and then go back, we're going to see a whole new different team come up with a whole new set of colors. And they may even match the same color. So let's see what we get now. All right, so there you go. So you have two different teams, two different color sets. See how it's dynamically being created. So we have that working. We also have the player meter bar. I've tilted it down to more of an angle, like a top-down 3/4 perspective angle. And that way we get a bit of depth, and the game looks a little bit more 3D-ish. And I think it came out really well. These bars down here, those needed to be drawn a certain way, and that took some time to do, but I think it looks pretty good. Another thing that I've added is the name on the bottom. So the player that you're controlling, you'll see their name. What you're also going to see here is this logo, okay? This is just one of the early logos. This is for the Buffalo Steel. And, steel is a big industry in Buffalo. And this is something that looks kind of cool that I liked. It's still in progress, but it's one of our first custom logos. So I hope you guys like that. And all right, so one other thing you're going to see here, not only did the guys come out as a coin toss, but now you also have somewhat of a UI, right? So you can pick your plays now. The plays are all being drawn up. We're going to have custom playbooks and all that sort of thing. But for right now, this is how you pick plays, right? So this is the coin toss. This is just for demo purposes. It can keep resetting and, just for me to play around with. And then we won the toss. We're going to go to the play. So now from here, this is just the regular plays, but I also have the kickoff play that I've been working on, and I'll show you that next. So these are just the basic plays that I've put together so far. Let's go ahead and pick, we can pick any one here. Let's pick a shotgun play. And then on defense, let's just go with the good old 3-4 defense. So as you can see, the bench players are going to go back. Right now they're going to the very top left of the screen. So they're being hidden. What you're going to see here is, see the linemen, they all kind of go down to stances, right? They go down to a 3-point stance or a 4-point stance, depending on, you know, how they're set up. This is probably a tight end right here. So he's not leaning down because I just have it based off of position right now. So it's just the guards and defensive ends, defensive tackles, etc. So that's why you're not seeing him come out like that. So let's try this again, just for fun. Let's try to do this one more time and see if we can pick a different play. So it looks like we have, well, same team, see? Same colors this time. I only have about 8 in the game, so those are the same ones. And this time, let's do a single back spread with a goal line defense. So you can see how they come down. Those two guys are in a 4-point stance. That guy's in a 3-point stance, 4-point, 4-point. And down here, you can see the same. So it's hard to see, but this guy's in a 4-point stance. And this is in a 3. This defender's in a 3. He's in a 4. He's in a 3. It's hard to see because his gloves are a little gray in that stance, and they kind of mesh with the shadow. But you can see the formations are working. They're not perfect yet. They're not lined up perfectly yet, but they're working. Basically, this is the formation, right? So you have different formations you can do. Let's try it again. Let's do another one. So let's see what teams we get. Let's see what formations we get. Now, remember, all this stuff is still in progress. The uniforms, I don't even have them set right. But this is what we have. One thing you're going to notice also is the one thing that I haven't shown you since last time, that's brand new, is the footsteps and the way the dirt kind of kicks up. So let's pick an I form. Let's pick a 4-3. You see the dirt kicks up when they're running and they have footsteps, right? So now you get footsteps in the game, and, you know, same thing as before. We're in this crazy I form set. This is a nuts formation, but I like it. So, all right, so that's the formation and the dynamic plays that we have with the UI, and that's all brand new. What I'm going to show you now is if I pick a player up, I'm going to show you the movements that we have. So this is just regular moving up and down. We did change a east and west sprite to be more like 2-legged, as you can see there. I'm not sure if we're going to keep that or not. And the player sprites aren't perfectly dimensioned yet, but they're pretty close. But this is the regular movement. And as you can see, as you move, the yellow sprint bar and the red fatigue bar will start to diminish the more you run. And when you let go of it, it will start to replenish. I showed you guys this in a previous video, but this is the new tilted angle player meter that's all being drawn through code. Okay. So as you can see here, it moves around. I noticed the player name is moving a little bit crazy when I move up and down. So I'm going to have to fix that, because it shouldn't really go up and down like that. That's not the way it should work. It should kind of stick with the player meter. But I think it's jumping up and down too much. It's moving wherever my thumbstick moves. All right, so on here you have a couple of moves that we've put in. I don't have the ball in the player's hand yet, but we're in the progress of getting those sprites together. And right now the throwing is broken, so I'm not going to show you throwing. We've spent a lot of time on throwing, and I'll be showing you some videos on the throwing mechanic at some point very soon. So that's a dive. Right now I'm using the same animation as a tackle, minus one of the frames. For the up and down, they're missing a frame, but that's when you just dive, right? So you can dive. And one thing, this is offense, okay? So you can see he's diving in every angle, okay? And then that's the dive. Another move that I've put in here, and remember, I'm doing a lot of this stuff based off of All Pro Football, and don't laugh, but all the controls that we're going to have are going to be very closely related to games that I like the 2K football games and those type of games. So the control scheme is going to be very similar to 2K. So keep that in mind. And so when you click in the right stick in 2K, you do a hurdle. So there you go. Now the hurdle animation has a ball in it. You'll see that blue ball highlight. That's because this animation has the ball inside of it. So just be wary of that. But that's the hurdle. One thing you'll notice with the hurdle, which it's not perfect yet, is you get some height. You see the guy jumps in the air, the shadow moves around. So we're getting some height with the hurdle. Okay. And we can tweak that height. There's gravity in there. There's friction. There's some physics in there to control how high he jumps and how far. But that is the hurdle, okay? I can't show you the throw right now, so I'm going to go switch it to defense, right? So now I'm on defense. And one thing with the defense is you can strafe. So if you hold the right trigger the right trigger down, you can actually strafe left, right, up, down. You know, this is with it on, this is with it off, okay? On, off, all right? And then, and on here, you can actually tackle. So you'll see in this one, it's a little bit different. When I go up, he kind of hits and then he jumps over and dives, right? So here, I'm going to hit this guy and you'll see he'll get hit as well. So there's actual contact in the game. You know, it's at its first stage. It's not perfect yet, but we have contact in the game. And when you hit someone, they actually will move and fall to the floor. I'm using the same animations right now for tackle and falling to the floor, but you know, just showing you right now that the collisions are working, and when you get hit, it is taking that into account. Okay. There's also a bump hit. So if I just hit like the right stick, I can actually bump somebody, but I don't have the collisions working perfectly. So right now it just looks like this. It's kind of like a shoulder bump. So we're planning on having that in the game too. And I can just run up and I can just try to do a big hit on somebody like that with the shoulder. Boom. With the forearm and the shoulder. So that's another animation that we're going to use in this game. Okay. Trying to think of what else for the defense. I believe that's it right now. With the tackle. We don't have the catch yet. We don't have the spin yet or stiff arms. We're working on that as we speak. So those moves will be coming soon. So stay tuned. All right, let's move on. The next thing that I wanted to show you was the weather. Okay. The weather is brand new and it's going to give some, just some cosmetics and some character to the game. So I'm going to go ahead and start the rain cycle. This game, by the way, is going to have dynamic weather, okay? I don't think any other game out there has dynamic weather in football, but this game will. So some of the big AAA titles don't even have it. And I don't understand why, but we're going to have it in this game. So they should have it by now. I'm not sure why they don't, but let me just show you how that works. So this is the rain cycle, okay? And as you can see, as it rains, the sky gets darker, and then the lightning is on a random timer. So lightning, there you go. So lightning comes at different times. It can come back to back. It can take a while to come up. There's settings that I have that will determine when the lightning comes. So bear in mind that that's something that will be dynamic. You can also turn the rain off and the lighting comes back, and you can have the lightning still stay if you want. They're two separate pieces of weather. Lightning doesn't always mean that it's raining, right? So you can have the lightning run without the rain, and it's probably going to hit in a few more seconds. I can see the timer running. It's going to hit right now. See, so lightning. And then vice versa. You can have no lightning and just rain. Okay? So that's the rain cycle. It's going to be very dynamic. It's going to affect the gameplay. When you run around in the rain, you will also see that it's a little bit different animation for your feet. The footsteps are more like a drop instead of kicking dirt. So there you go. And the frames per second, I have to work on that. It's going to be a constant improvement because the frames per second are tanking at the moment. They're like at 60 frames per second, but we want them to be a lot higher so we can add more to the game. So we'll be improving that. So that's the rain. Let me actually show you the snow. So there's snow in the game as well, okay? And here's the snow. Now, the snow doesn't have any like ground animations at the moment. Either really does the rain. When you run around in the snow, you're going to see a little bit of the snow kick up. So you will see that in the footsteps. But in terms of the actual like ground building up snow, we don't really have that yet. What we do have though is a different field with different tiles that I want to show you. Let's pull that up real quick. And let's go to the field here. And on the field, we have this tile set. So let's go ahead and run the game now. And when it snows now, you're going to see it looks more natural, but this is just a different tile set. I'm planning on having the weather be dynamic so it actually changes as it snows. But this is basically a fully covered snow field, right? And let's go ahead and pick a play. Let's do Pro Set. Let's do 4-4. And then on here, you're going to see if I hit snow, see it's starting to snow now. And now it looks a little bit more natural. It does actually get dark, just like in the rain sequence. So gives it some of that, that environmental, weather aspect. So yeah, so we have snow, right? We have snow, we have rain, we have lightning, and there's going to be a lot more to show in the future. It's been a while since I did a video, so this one's kind of a longer one. And I'm going to try to do a video once a week if I can. But keep in mind that right now we're working on the very foundation of the game. And that means the way the plays work, the different phases in the game, like a kickoff, which I'll show you that now. You have the kickoff, you have the pregame, you have the intros. There's the different formations and the rules, and all that stuff needs to be built into the game. And a lot of that stuff you can't always see and always show. So let's go ahead and flip back to the kickoff. So I was working on this one. Let me show you that. I was working on this. So the coin toss in the beginning of the game, when you pick heads or tails, you pick your sides, you end up going to the kickoff, right? So let's show you how that looks. And on here, you're going to see now instead of picking your offensive plays like your shotguns, pro sets, I forms, now you have kickoff, left, right, or middle, and then you have return, whichever direction. And all I really did here was create formations that look like a kickoff formation. Let me actually zoom out here so you can see that. So here's basically the two formations. This is the kicker back here, and here's the return team. But as I said, these guys need to move down. These guys need to kind of, move probably further apart. But this is just getting that phase, that kickoff phase in motion. So yeah, so that's everything for this video, guys. There will be more to come. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback. My videos are probably going to be more like this from now on, just to save me time. There's a lot of editing and you know, fixing and staging when I'm doing the cut scenes and I'm making the videos more like a story and like a movie, like a documentary. So this one's here. These are going to be more like this. I'm going to show you a live view of what we're doing, where we're at, try to run through a hit list of the new features, and then we'll keep going. So until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers and keep on pushing, keep on going. And we're going to make this thing successful. And there's going to be a fun game for us to play. And I can't wait to see it happen. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.